welcome to another brand new episode here on Sunnyside Up Farms. How are you all doing? Hope you're all having a good day. So what are we up to today? Well, today we are going to be busy. So I've had a really productive winter. I did decide to play through the winter just because, well, I didn't think much was going to happen, but I ended up doing quite a bit of contracting. But I didn't get, I sort of did quite well out of the contracting, but I also sold all of the eggs. And that's given us a bit of a boost and a bit of a kind of head start for this year, which is good. So the eggs have been cashed in finally, and as I say, they've looked after us well. But we are running out of wheat. So with doing the eggs, selling the eggs, and doing some contracts. So I've been doing sort of like mainly ploughing contracts, which do take a while. I've also had the case out on a cultivator, so I've been ploughing and the case has been cultivating. What I might do next time around, when the winter comes next, like at the end of this year, game year, I mean, when the winter comes around, what I might do is I might do a bonus episode, but I might just do it a complete time-lapse episode. So rather than having me talking and then kind of like just doing a normal episode, it didn't occur to me until after I'd already done the contracting. But I thought, well, what I could have done was I could have recorded it all and then just time lapsed it, which would have been and then just did a time lapse video. So I might do that for next time. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that, or whether you like now you find just skip winter. That's grand with us. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, but we're out putting a little bit of spring fertilizer on our crops. So the plans for today is we get this done, obviously. Get the spraying done on all 3 fields, and then we've got we need course play to do some ploughing, because we're going to buy at least 1 new field, but I've got a feeling it's going to be 2. I also want in this episode as well to at the very least buy the sheep area, which is right next to our farm, so that is going to be sort of really convenient. And not only that as well, but we can get some money then from the wool. So with the chickens, basically what I did with the eggs, I just waited until the egg was the areas where the pallets spawn. I just waited until all of them were full, and then I sold them, and that I think was quite a good price. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but because obviously I've also got it mixed into that, lots of contracting and different things like that. So yeah, in regards to the eggs, so I try because I have too much time on my hands. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's quite sad, really. But because I do have so much time on my hands, I tried loading the flatbed trailer that we've got with the pallets, because obviously I've got a mod that stacks the pallets up. So all I have to do basically is just drive into the bottom pallet, lift it up and stack it onto the trailer, and it's like stacked, I think 3 high, I think it is 2, 3 high, something like that. And I thought, oh, that's straightforward enough. I'll just drive in, load the trailer up and blah blah blah. No, the eggs went everywhere. It's just I'm really not that good with the forklift and stacking up the pallets. So what I've done is, and I hope you all agree, and I hope you're all kind of okay with this. Now, the first problem that I had was I couldn't find nothing old enough, so I've had to go with modern day. I don't know why it's done one tram line dead straight and the other one as wonky as wonky. I weren't I weren't able to steer one side of my tractor and not the other, so I don't quite know why that's gone like that. That's a bit more better. I mean, they're not perfectly straight anyway, but obviously we're not using GPS. I am actually doing it, sort of by eye and hand and eye coordination, which I don't have very good hand-and-eye coordination, but it's not too bad. I'm relatively happy with it. I wouldn't be happy with it in real life if I'm honest with you. If I look down the tram lines and they look like that, I'd be like, oh dear, I'll have to go back to using GPS, I think. But yeah, for farming sim, because it's not always easy to tell where the lines are, and it's not always easy to, it's just a bit. I'm getting the excuses in early. Can you tell? Anyway, as I was saying, so I was unable to get the eggs on, and the farmyard ended up being a mess. So what I've done is, and as I say, I couldn't find an old one, so I've had to go for a modern day one. And I've got a lorry with auto load, with an auto load curtain side a trailer. And obviously that makes it so much easier, but obviously I didn't want the lorry that we owned the lorry, because I mean, yeah, we could probably afford it now, but I've been working hard and saving because I want to buy some more land, and I also want to buy the sheep, and I also want to buy the pigs, and at some point I do want to buy the cows and get some horses, and basically kind of really move this save going. So I've got a lorry with a curtain cider, as I say, with auto load, which obviously just makes loading so much easier. But because I didn't want the farm to own it, and because I didn't really want the cheat of kind of, oh, buy it and then put the money back, and then, oh, it's like, we get a firm in. I didn't really want that, because then it's not really costing you. And if you were to hire a lorry firm, to come and do work for you, it does cost quite a bit of money. I know this because the second farm that I worked on, we had two permanent lorries on the farm where I worked, as in they just looked after all of the farm work. But we had another two lorries that did sort of, if you like, contract work, if you like. So, if farms wanted grain taken from their farm to, a grain merchant or wherever, and they would hire us in to provide the lorries. I mean, we would also provide the forklift drivers as well, if that was really what you really wanted. But at the very least, as I say, we would provide the lorries. But obviously, to the farm there would be a charge. It costs you. I think it was something like a base figure of 1,200 quid just for the lorry and the driver, and then you had your mileage on top of that. Or I think that's how it worked. I'm not overly sure, so don't sort of hate me in the comments, because I can't quite remember. You have to remember that it was 2000 sort of 11, 12ish when I was sort of when I was there. So it's quite a long time ago. So I can't fully remember all the details, but I'm pretty for whatever reason, 1,200 quid is, as a base price, is sticking in, is sort of ringing bells in my head. So, but whether I'm right on that or not, I don't know. But so what I've done is I've hired the lorry and the trailer, which means every day we pay a day hire, and then every time we use it to come and collect our eggs, and in the future our wool and whatever else, then we'll obviously, as I say, we're being charged a day, but then we'll be charged an hour when we use it. So we are getting charged constantly for the use of the lorry and the trailer, because I think it's only right. I just didn't feel comfortable having it and sort of thinking, but it's for nothing. Like, it's not costing my business anything to move an extortionate amount of product at any one time. So therefore, I've done it as we're hiring it. But actually what it is our fee to the transport firm that come and collect all of our stuff. So I might even hire a bulk tipper trailer, and they can come then, and like when we want to sell our grain, sort of all over the map, we can have a lorry firm that comes and collects it. Now, I don't want the chicken farm to be the only farm that we have, because it's a little bit of a tight yard. That's the first thing, for the lorry, and even just for us, we're sort of slowly growing, and we're getting a little bit too big for that yard. So at some point as well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to buy another farm, not a very big farm, where we have that as sort of our base, and that's our proper farm, and we just use the chicken farm the same as we'd use the pig farm, as it's just for chickens. So the only crop that will be in the chicken farm silo will be the wheat that feeds the chicken, or chickens, because I haven't got one chicken. So chickens. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Is I've really got the buzz back for this series. Um, I had to get rid of Through the Years mod, because so whilst I didn't record any of the contracting and stuff like that, I actually did start to record the contracting, because originally I was just going to do a couple of videos over the winter period of me cultivating, drilling, and ploughing, and what was the other job I did? I did cultivating, drilling, weeding. No, it wasn't. It was a baling contract. And I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll do them, and like that'll make another episode sort of thing. And I got halfway through recording that episode, and then the game crashed again. And I thought, well, it isn't the mod that I thought it was, clearly, because it's still happening. But it hadn't happened the 2 episodes that I'd recorded before it, which is odd. But it happened when the year updated, so it turned over to year 3. So like it underneath where it says March 1, it turned over to year 3, and obviously on Through the Years mod, that moved it over to 1988, I think it was. And when those two moved at the same time, on I think it's February the 1st, I think they go. So I'd recorded for like a couple of hours worth of video, not saved any of it, because I just didn't think I needed to, because I thought I'd solved it, and of course it crashed, and so I lost it all. So I've sort of quickly had to like redo it all off camera, like I say. But next time what I'll do is I'll I'll record it, as I say, and do like a bonus video. So one day, maybe on the Friday, you'll get like the proper sunny side up episode where I do talking and time lapse, and it's a proper episode. But you'll probably at the same time get another episode that will come out maybe an hour later or whatever, that will then be just a complete time lapse of the winter. So it'll just say like winter episode or something like that, and then like then you'll get that's happened. Because so I reloaded the gaming, because I thought, well, it could just be a random occurrence sort of thing, and I then quickly skip time for the years to change again, and when the years changed again, that's when it crashed again. So it's the Through the Years mod that's conflicting with another mod or something on this map, because it doesn't happen on any. It's not happening on 1950s, where I'm also using the same 2 mods together. It's touch wood, it doesn't cause any conflicts or issues on there. So there's just something about this map or whatever that it clearly, it's just something it doesn't like. So I've taken it out. But the feel of the series hopefully should still be the same. This farm down here will always be the David Brown stuff. And it will look after these fields down here, because these fields down here will become chicken feed fields. So one year we'll grow all wheat, the next year we'll grow all sorghum, and then we'll go back to wheat, and that will just be sort of the rotation. And then somewhere else we'll make it slightly more modern, and we'll sort of do it that way. There is a map out that I'm playing privately, like, you know, just for myself in the evenings, and it kind of gave me an idea to do a series, and I kind of put it out here and see what you guys think. But so essentially, it's a 4 times map, that's divided up into four. Uh, so you've got four different areas. You know, one area is sort of quite big farm, big fields, you know, big wide open fields. Another area is like a medium farm, you know, obviously medium-ish fields. Another area is kind of more set up and geared towards dairy farming. There's a lot of grass. There's a big dairy farm that's already pre-built on the map. And then there's like the other area that's kind of, there's no farms sort of pre-built, so you have to build your own farm. The fields they sort of range from quite small up to a probably medium, I would say. And what I was kind of thinking was maybe we could do uh, a through the years series, um, but rather than using the mod, because I wouldn't be able to do it if I used the mod. So rather than use the mod, is to have one farm that's a big modern day, you know, up to date machinery, you know, the biggest kit that we can do. The next farm, and that would be like, say, from year 2000 or let's go a little bit further back. So yeah, the year 2000 up to the present day. That's the machinery that would be used on that map, on that particular sort of quarter of the map, if you like. Then on the next one, we could maybe go back to you know, the 1990s to 2000, and then on the other one we could go like the 80s, you know, or we could do the 80s and the 90s, you know, on the second quarter, and then do the 60s and 70s on the third quarter, and then like the 40s and 50s on the fourth quarter on the small side of the map, and kind of run all farms together so that they're in sync with each other, and it's kind of farming through the years. I think that would be quite good. I think that would be quite cool, you know, to do that. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think, if you'd like to see that or not. I think I'd quite like to you know, to see it. So yeah, I might do it. I mean, the other thing I did think about with that map was doing like one mega farm, you know, with all the modern day equipment, because I kind of tend to fall into the trap slightly. Oh, this is not a very straight tram line. um, this one wobbles off in the middle. But I tend to sort of fall in the trap of kind of starting sort of, if you like, lower to middle end machinery and never really sort of progressing through. Um, this series will be, you know, a progression through. Like I say, the chicken farm will remain all the David Brown stuff, because I do like playing with the David Brown stuff. I've got to be honest. So it will remain all the David Brown stuff, because the David Browns are quite capable of looking after these fields that are along here for the chicken farm. But then sort of elsewhere, you know, we will be sort of, you know, buying mainly second-hand equipment, because I just want enough land where obviously we've got enough land here now to feed the chickens. Oh, we didn't even put any tram lines in this bit. Why on earth did that happen? Here we go. So, yeah, dear. Yeah, so as I say, but I just want enough land to be able to feed all, you know, and operate all the animals. So the kind of end goal of, well, not end goal, but another goal that I've got for this series is when we buy the piggery, which hopefully might be, as I say, this episode. You know, we'll definitely get the sheep this episode, but the thing with the pigs is obviously I've got, at the moment, I've got no way of feeding them, and it's a long way till harvest. So I might buy them more nearer to harvest. Although, having said that, it might be an idea to buy it now if there's a food fields around the pigs that maybe do sugar beet or do, um, you know, corn or something like that, something that I can feed the pigs with, then you know, that might be something to look into, because it is only March, so you know we've still got a few options available to us. As I say, I want to get these fields sprayed, and then once I've got them sprayed, I want to then get on with ploughing the new field that we're going to buy, which I'll show you. It's the field I've wanted since this series started, so we're going to do that as well. And we'll see, you know, we'll kind of see how we get on from there. But that's got this field and that field now sprayed, so that's pretty good. Right, we'll go down and do the other one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over to a little bit of time lapse, and as I say, we'll go off and we'll get that other one sprayed, and then when we get back to the farm with the sprayer, I'll cut back in again, we'll buy the field, we'll send this tractor down there ploughing as we usually do, and then we can sort of wander off and have a look to see if we can find, I haven't looked in the store yet, but if there's a second-hand mower, because I'm pretty certain that is the sheep, obviously because there's sheep in there, so I'm assuming that is the sheep farm. I'm thinking it's a fairly safe assumption. But we'll go and have a look around, because I think a farm does come with it as well. So I think you do get a farm with, I know with the pigs you do, and there's also so you get the pig farm, but then next to it is another farm. So what I'll do is, when we get this one ploughing, we'll come back in, I'll do some talking, and then we'll have a ride round. Oh, hang on, I didn't want to be back here, did I? I wanted to be in the bloody field. We'll get this one ploughing in the new field, and then we'll go off and have a look at the sheep farm, and we'll also have a ride up on the David Brown. And oh, this tractor's gone funny again. It does this. There we go. That's sorted it. So if you brake and then immediately accelerate, it puts it into really slow mode. I don't know why, but it does. So you have to just remember that if you are going to brake with this tractor, you do need to completely stop. Otherwise, it would, as I say, it just goes in complete slow mode. Well, as I thought to myself earlier on when it happened, it goes into James mode. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to switch over to a bit of time lapse. We'll get this field done, and then I'll come back in, and then we'll see what else needs doing. So I'll see you in a bit. So I'm back. Let us pray. No, let us pray. Oh, Wally. Let us buy this field. Right, how much? 305,000. How much is that field? That's a nice little field. 420. We can afford that field. What about that one? Wow. We can still afford it, but wow. We've got 541 anyway. And what we will do is we will get him going in this field here, which we want that one. And then yeah, you can literally follow the same course, mate. That's fine. And then we do that one, and then that one. Right, leave you to it. So what we'll do is we'll run off back to the farm. We'll go through our wheat, see where we're at. Odd how it's more fertilised in some places than it is in others. Anyway, we'll run through here, through the middle, and it shouldn't. Oh, okay. So it's going to need another dose, quite clearly. Anyway, what we'll do is, as I say, we'll run down here. We'll jump on the on one of the David Browns. We'll take it to the shop because I need to get the double wheels off. And then when we come back, we'll call in at the sheep farm, have a look around there, see what we get for our money. I mean, it might even be now that with how expensive, I didn't think that field was going to be that expensive, to be fair, but with how expensive that field was, I might now not have enough for the sheep. Anyway, we will get in here, as I say, and we'll get in cab just so we're not looking at a wall, and then in actual fact, I know why that's doing that. So I had to turn on because there we go. I had to turn that on because one of my cameras, well, the camera I was sort of trying to get some nice screen when I was recording. I was trying to get some nice screenshots, and then what happened was the camera went underneath the ground and I couldn't get it back again. Tractor. So every time I went in cab, thinking it would reset it, then when I came out, back out, so when I did that, but it didn't. It was still underneath the ground. So in the end, I had to press the reset camera option on so that it reset my camera. But anyway, as I say, we'll run off down to the store. We'll get the wheels off, and then we'll go and we'll have a look at the sheep pen. I'm pretty certain this is the sheep farm. And then, as I say, we'll go from there. There will be a way that we can check to see whether it's the sheep farm or not. But yeah, so yes, as I say, we're slowly moving. We had sort of kind of a few, I think, a couple, not stagnant years as in we didn't do anything. We were still busy and we still, we muddled on through, but it's nice to make a little bit of progress, isn't it? I mean, I'm sort of kind of finding that in, sort of a save that I'm playing on for myself at the moment, where I've had a few years where, so basically I've set myself the challenge on that map. There's, I think, just short of 500 fields on this map that I'm playing, and I've set myself the challenge that I was only allowed to start with the starting equipment, and then obviously progress through. Can have any range of horsepower equipment, so there's no limitations on that, but the limitations are that the end goal will be reached when I own all of the map, have successfully farmed all of the map for 5 years in a row, without nothing withering and nothing being not done or whatever on 4-day seasons, and doing all the productions, and also as well 100 million in the bank account. And I'd say I started that this week, and I've had a couple of sort of really slow years, and now we've sort of got to the point where we've progressed a little bit, because I've just bought my first little parcel of land from what we owned, because you do start off with a little farm. You start off with a little farm, and as I say, you don't start off with that great equipment, but You know, as I say, that's part of the challenge, and I love doing stuff like that. You know, I've never completed that particular challenge as of yet. Right, the trigger here is a bit weird because you put it where you think the trigger should be, and the trigger isn't. So, like I say, you've just got to sort of hunt around for it, because as I say, sometimes it finds it when it's in here. But I don't like going in there for that particular reason. You fall down the bleeding pit. Let's just see if it'll do it now. You see, no. So somewhere around here is the trigger. It's just not very English, well, not very cricket, because as I say, it keeps you guessing. Sometimes I can find it first time, and then other times I'm like wallying around. Ah, there we go. Right. So it throws me because obviously the thingy is there and not here. And I can. The thing is, because it's so sort of sporadic, me using the trigger, I sort of forget where the trigger is. But anyway, we want to customize, and then we want to go to Midas, which it hasn't got. So we're doing that one, I think it is. Shouldn't cost us any money. Yeah, it's that one. No GPS. Be nice. And then customize the tractor back. Yes. All right. So what I'll do is I'll get over to the sheep farm and then I'll meet you there. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so here we are. Very good. Right, as I say, it does come with the farm as well, so there's no reason why we can't start to move our equipment over to this side, so that it just frees up a little bit of space around that chicken farm, because it is very tight around there. Got a nice shed there that we can put some implements in. As I say, we've got a nice diesel tank, we've got a bit of open area here. Could maybe put a bale shed down here. Really quickly. I mean, I don't even know whether we can afford it yet, but we could even do some terraforming here and just level and smooth this off, and then we could, as I say, we could have a couple of sheds there. We've got obviously a shed there. I hope the current owners don't mind me wandering around. I think that might be the silo. Nope, that's just a shed. Okay, does this farm have a silo? Because that's going to be fairly important. Although having said that, we're only growing chicken feed, and so therefore the chicken feed over there will be fine. No, it doesn't look as if this has a silo. You can usually tell because you get like a green elevator, well, a green sort of scaffolding frame over the top of the shed, so you can usually tell which is your silo. I'll show you when we get back to our farm. But anyway, so this is the farm. As I say, I think this will be quite suitable. So the sheep will be out there, so we'll have to go round, I think, by the via the road for that, probably. So wait, don't. That's the trouble when you're playing with keyboard. I tried to press two keys together, and yes, no one saw that, right? Alright, so we will mosey on round to the sheep, which is down here, and then on the right, obviously, because it's just opposite the farm, or not quite opposite the farm, but pretty much. But it would be nice to have this area down here, because we can have a few grass fields. You know, the chickens, you know, they're multiplying quite rapidly. So we're soon going to have quite a few. I know in the first barn there's 2,500 chickens in there. Now if we get that across 5 barns, that's a lot of chickens. You know, so we'll be looking now. Then there must be a. Oh right, so we can get in that end because there's a gate there. That looks like. Oh no, there's a gate this end as well. That's pretty good. So I'm assuming that when you buy it, the feeding troughs will come up and available. Oh no, the feeding troughs are there. Look. Yeah, so I'd say around this area it'd be nice to have, the wheat for the chickens, but also a couple of grass fields so that we can obviously make hay for our. Oh, it's got a water trough. Darn it! I didn't really want a water trough, if I'm honest. Well, okay, we'll just have to go with it. Yeah. So anyway, let's see if we can afford to buy this as well then. And do you get? Oh, yeah, you do get it, but you don't get no land. That's fine. So that's 320, and that's 200. Ooh, we perhaps won't quite. I was thinking that's a grass field, so that would provide our sheep with feed. So we'll buy the sheep, and that leaves us with 221, and that's 211. So it'll virtually empty our money. That one is 114. That's a grass field too, so that might actually be more favourable for now. But we know that we can aim up to them, and I mean that would be another nice wheat field as well, nice size wheat field or whatever field, and that one as well. And then these ones here we can no, you can't buy that, okay, but these fields here we can turn these over then to whatever we want, sort of thing. But we'll be sort of gaining a monopoly around this area, right? You can see there, like, so it's blue, not green, above that shed. The frame that goes along, if I get my mouse up, so that frame that goes along there, and then you've got the silos at the back. That's how you know it's a grain store, and obviously that farm over there didn't have that. So, but it doesn't matter, as I say, because this area is going to be for just growing corn anyway for chickens, and that'll be absolutely fine. Right, what we'll do is we'll get this back to the farm, and then I'll do the one thing that I hate doing. I'll tab over to the pigs. We'll go into the map and pick a hotspot, and then just press visit. I'd like to update this baler as well, because this baler does miss quite a bit of product, so I'd like to do that as well. But we'll, as I say, we'll just, if we the pigs is out here, if I remember. Yeah, there's the pigs. So if I do that, I should be able to visit that waypoint. Indeed I can. Right, so this is the pig area. Just let me get my bearings. Right, it's down here. And obviously we won't be able to afford to, put pigs in all of these. But eventually, we will be able to fill all of these up with pigs. Now, my plan much further down the line is I want my own butchery on this pig farm. Now that's going to be possible because it's been a while since I've been here. I think it's up that way. If you come up here, all the way up here, there's a little farm here. So number 9 is like a little grain farm. So again, there's your silo, look, with the frame and then the silos at the back. So that's how you know that your sheds are silos. But what I was thinking was, you see, there's quite a bit of expansion here. And if I just show you, as I say, this is sort of my long-term aims and goals and plans of the save. So if we go to factories and look along here, so I've got a chicken meat factory as well, but you need corn and water. It's a shame you can't feed it chickens, and like put chickens there, and then it produce you the here we go. So my aim is, and at the moment this area might not be big enough. It does take a while to load this, but there's a lot to it. So this area, as it is at the moment, isn't big enough. But my plan is to have it. Let's have a look. No, it really isn't big enough. so okay. my plan was, and it was a good plan, I felt. So I suppose you could almost sort of say, well, we won't bother with the road out to the gate, I guess, unless you put it in the middle so that you can access it from both ways, and then put it a little bit over there, look, and then we can get around the building and still use both gates. Yeah, we could do that, but the plan was I was going to sell all of these buildings anyway, because I don't need them. I don't need the grain silo there, and I don't need this shed and that, because there won't really be any equipment here. You know, all there will be is live pigs coming in sort of that way, and dead pigs going out that way after they visited the butcher. He's a lovely chap. Oh no, dead pigs out that way, and live pigs coming from that way. But that's the thing. So what we'll do is we'll have a quick look, see how much the pig farm is. Right, here we go. We haven't got enough money, so it's 289,000. Which is fine, because obviously by the end of the year we'll have more chickens to sell. I'll just tap back to the farm. We'll have more chickens to sell. And oh, he's blocked by an object. Now that's happened 2 times. There's some trees that are quite close to the end of that. I'll just tap over to him and I'll show you. There's some trees that are here that are quite close to the end of the field when he's backing up. And I'm a bit reluctant on this map to delete trees, because if you delete the wrong trees, you've basically ruined the map. Hopefully, though, I think it's just don't delete oaks, as far as I'm aware. So hopefully these won't be oak trees. None of these down here. We can clear these out, and then he'll happily plough this field then. I mean, the only other thing I could do is to get him to plough the other way, I guess, but these aren't oaks. So if the game does get ruined, what I'm going to do is, because I know there is an updated version of this map, I'm going to download the updated version of the map. It will mean I have to start a new save game. You see, that's an oak tree. I don't want to be getting rid of that. It will mean I'll have to start a new save game. But I'll put it back to where we're at now. Oh no, that was right. I'll put it back to where we are now, and obviously we'll go like that, but I can't get rid of that oak tree, because if I do, as I say, if I do get rid of it, it will crash the map. So there's not much I can do there, sort of thing. But anyway, who knows, he might succeed now. He might be able to get on with that. But yeah, so as I say, that's something that I'd like to do by the end of this year, is have that pig farm as well. It's a bit of a trek from here, so if you look at the hang on, we'll do the oh dear me, James. Right, so we're here, and what we're going to do, chaps, is we're going to invade down here. No, we're going to come down here to the pig farm. And like I say, that's where I kind of want the butchery. Now that might be level. All of that might be level. If it is level, then we might be able to still build our butchery. If it's not level, it might not be too slopey, where we can use the bulldozer and level it off and do some terraforming down there. But that's what I'd quite like. There's a nice grass field there as well. We don't obviously need hay or grass for the pigs, because they don't require it, but that sort of kind of gives us, what I'm thinking is, it gives us another area that we could build on, that's in essence a little bit nearer actually. So that might actually be something to thingy. We're going to have a look at that field, which is here. Oh, it's quite slopey. Yeah, that's perhaps not an area that we could utilize. What about this area here with this shed? If this isn't quite so slopey and hilly, if this is flat, we could put it here, because again, we're not going to need the shed, you see. Well, having said that, you will need somewhere for pig food, but I might even have a pig food mixer. I don't tend to use and like them mods, but I might just have a pig food mixer. I might put it here so as it's central. Obviously we'll need somewhere to store bales, so we'll need to figure that out. But again, there's no reason why we can't get rid of this pigsty, and then have the bale storage in here somewhere, so that there's options available to us. And like I say, I kind of hope that the Terraform or whatever mod is going to work on this map, because then we'll be able to change the terrain, and not only that as well, but we'll get rocks and stuff from that, and we can sell the rocks, and that'll be a bit more money coming in. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here for now, and thank you all very much for watching. So we got the spraying done. We've bought the sheep. Next episode will be we will purchase this grass field. In fact, we'll do it now. We'll purchase that grass field, and then that will give us some grass that we can feed the sheep with. And as I say, we'll slowly start expanding. I mean, it would be nice if we could start to buy the land as we come this way, because 9 does have a silo at the moment, so we could then store all of our other crops there, just for the time being, until we figure something out. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed the episode. As I say, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't done already, which most of my viewers haven't, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, that'd be fantastic. It really helped me, really helps the channel, helps me to grow a little bit, helps to bring my content to other people that may enjoy it as well. So I'd be really, really appreciative. As I say, I did set myself a little bit of a goal by April the 16th, which is my birthday, to have 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys could make that happen, that would be absolutely fantastic. But anyway, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.